Hey, what it do, what the business is?
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV pod show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown if you're looking for me on social media.
Absolutely. And I am Spike Lou on those same social sites. Holla at your boy. How you feeling out there, AB?
Feeling good, feeling great. Leaves changing colors.
Full fall effect. I got the jacket on. You got
what
the
I'm
hoodie
saying.
on. Yeah, it's fall. Fall is here.
Autumn has made it. Halloween shit. You ain't dressed up for Halloween. You ain't going to no parties.
I was just about to throw that joke on you and ask you, did you go trick-or-treating?
I've never been trick-or-treating in my life.
If it was anybody but you, I wouldn't believe it. But I could see that. I definitely could see that from you. We used to make a killing trick-or-treat. Well, not make a killing, but we used to have a big trash bags full of candy. Walking around out south, man, that shit was fire.
I grew up in the jungle. There wasn't no trick-or-treating out north.
Get the fuck out of here. Because niggas didn't have no candy. Poor ass neighbors. Poor ass neighbors didn't have no candy. We was racking up outside, walking up Belmont and all this shit. But those are the good old days, man. Do kids still trick-or-treat? I heard something like trunk-or-treat now. Like you just pull up.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, I've seen that too. But I think they still do it. Some kids walk around my neighborhood.
It's crazy how much of a different time we grew up in where trick-or-treating is dangerous now. I don't know if it was dangerous when we grew up, but maybe it was over my head.
Possibly so. It was dangerous in my neck of the woods. You feel me?
It was not at all. What we talking about this week?
Hey, man, action-packed episode, man. We debate who the funniest rapper is. It was named, but we're going to tell you if this is a fact or not.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Benny has high expectations for his Def Jam debut. And Dame gives his top 3 Rockefeller albums, man. We'll give you ours. And of course, we back to the B-Sides, man. Much requested. We're going Tupac, the one and only Machiavelli. We got 5 B-Sides apiece that we'll go over. But first things first, there is a brand new list. Hip-hop's richest cash kings is what it used to be called when it was through Forbes. Now, the writer of that article, Zach O'Malley Greenberg, he left Forbes, got his own thing going on. So he gave his own top 5 wealthiest artists. I'm going to give you the 5 and tell me if you think what stood out the most, man. Jay-Z, number 1 at 1.5 billion. Puff, for the first time, 1 billion. He hit the billionaire mark. Kanye at 500 M's. New entry, Burner at 410 million. And then Dr. Dre rounds out the top 5 at 400 million. My question, bigger surprise, Burner this high on the list at 410 million, or the fact that Puff just hit billionaire status?
It's Burner. Even though I'm not surprised because the Cookies brand is
popping
significant. However, I just didn't know that he had that big of a stake in the cannabis industry. I didn't know that 410 million was what he was bringing in, because it's not all music. Let's be very clear.
No,
I ain't a knock or anything. It's just not.
No.
However, I respect it. Like, he has his own, similar to Currency, similar to people that have their own lane. He does put out music and it comes out pretty frequently. He always has A-list features and guests.
Sure.
Of course, we can see he can afford it now. But I think this is dope. And it goes continuously to what we're talking about with people making this money outside of the booth and how important it is. Like, most everyday rap fans couldn't tell you who Burners is, but they've probably seen a Cookies t-shirt, the Cookies merch, paraphernalia, whatever you would call it. They've seen that, especially with how cannabis is blown up. So that was the biggest surprise to me, man. What say you, AB?
Yeah, man, Burner without question. Although I've been up on him for a couple of years. He gives really good interviews as it relates to business and kind of what he's been through and what he's seen. So if you're ever in a good kind of rags to riches mood, check out a Burner interview, man. Like, he got some crazy stories, man, selling weed to like mob niggas and shit. Like, a nigga almost getting killed like in deals and shit. Like, he got some crazy ass cartel stories, dude, that he be telling. They're very entertaining. But yeah, kudos to him. 410 million more than Dr. Dre. Yeah, who had that on their bucket list?
Thought that.
I mean, on a bingo card for 2022, dude.
You would have never thought that.
I'll say this though, and this is gonna sound ridiculous. Dre falling, air quote, to number 5 with 400 million is surprising considering we thought he was a billionaire with the damn Apple deal. Like, what happened?
I was gonna say, I thought it was a story went out that they pulled that Beats deal back for some reason.
Like he lost. He got not necessarily fined, but no, it wasn't the Beats. It was the Apple. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, the Beats. Apple bought the Beats, and it was 800 million, and then taxes. Uncle Sam came through. Let me get that.
Come on with it.
Ate a lot of that up, and then he had to. Him and Jimmy Iovine donated a bunch of money to USC. And then he bought a crib for 40 million. He bought Tom Brady crib. So, and then the divorce.
Tom Brady crib was in Cali.
Yeah,
in Florida.
That was in Cali.
I guess you can spend it if you got it, man. Go to that clip you was talking about where how people with creative spend their money versus workers spending their money. How much you earn it versus Dre know he can get that shit back with one project. You know what's interesting to me as well, as we wrap this topic. The fact that Burns this high on the list shows that the industry that cannabis is definitely the way to go. But I'm surprised you don't see more rappers working with him versus trying to launch their own strain. Like if I see this nigga that made 400 million doing this, and I'd have made, let's say, 100 million from rapping, and I'm cold at that, like I would definitely try to get in business with him versus trying to launch my own strain and work that motherfucker up to where he is.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I think people, first of all, if they didn't know, they know now. Now that this list came out, but I think people be trying to work with him, bro. Like I know, really? Run the Jewels kind of had
with a couple
with
of people.
him.
You're right. However, I've seen a lot of marijuana strain brands coming up. That's like they look kind of like B rate, value rate, what we call it.
Great value.
The Walmart brand, great value brand.
Yeah,
it feels like if they worked with cookies and did some partnership type shit, it would take off and make them more.
Rick Ross got a couple of strains. He got one called Collins Ave. He got one called Lemon Pepper, of course.
Yeah. Plenty of niggas got strains. Jay-Z got weed.
No, but I'm saying that's through cookies though.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. Gary Payton got a licensed brand through cookies too.
What?
Tough.
What's it called? Glove? What's
a glove?
You got to call it that. You got to call it.
All right, man. Recently, a list came out of the funniest rappers in hip hops. There was a whole little complex thing. My man who did the Queen shit, Bada Bing, he was doing it on Complex, and he named the funniest rappers in his list. 50 Cent beat out Freddie Gibbs and Tyler, the Creators, amongst others, in a tournament bracket style list. Wonder where they got that from. Animal Brown, who is the funniest rapper to you if it's not 50 Cent?
I gotta ask, are we counting DJ Khaled? Are we counting him?
Yeah, DJ Khaled.
Because Khaled is funny, dude.
Khaled's funny.
Because he takes himself entirely too seriously. But ever since he was on not TikTok, what's the shit before TikTok?
Vine.
Nah, not Vine. The one after Vine, nigga. The one.
Oh, Snapchat.
Man, ever since he got lost on the jet ski on Snapchat,
that was hilarious.
That shit was too funny. He's been funny as hell ever since. Some could argue borderline annoying.
Yeah.
But I would say DJ Khaled, if we're talking like outside the booth, because there's entertaining, funny rappers on the mic. Like Action Bronson is funny on songs. He's funny as hell to me.
Funny on songs.
But in real life, it's either Khaled, and then on social media, it's 50. Fuck it. I'm gonna go social media, real life, on songs. Those are my three.
On songs, for me, is Cameron. Easily the best on album comedian performer. Real life for me has to be Rick Ross. Strong output as of late. Really strong output.
He's been turning it up.
He has turned it up. And the second career post rap and just being a personality, nailing it.
That's true.
And social media, was that the other one you said?
Yeah.
I gotta go Boosie. Just I mean, it speaks for itself. Like
that's true.
But I think DJ Khaled picked up what used to annoy us a lot about Rick Ross, but he's kind of grown into it, and that's like the being so taking yourself so serious, never coming out of character. Rick Ross knows how to do that well now. Like it's perfect now. It used to be a little too much, but now he's found the perfect mix of it.
Yeah. First of all of these people are funny. Let's be clear.
Yes.
And Ross is a good one because he's been on a roll lately, and he uses his biggest prop, which is his house.
His house, yeah.
As the butt of a lot of his jokes. And that shit be funny as hell. He's loosened up, lightened up lately. Yes. I remember when he first came out, he was in character 25-8, and it was like, bruh. Now, though, this nigga's a comedian. He needs his own show. And I could argue Cam is still funny outside. He's still funny on social media, too. Let's be clear.
Yeah, Cam is still funny. Cam going in on Ben Simmons the other day was hilarious.
Oh, my God.
And he was dead ass, dude. God damn, that was funny. Cameron is funny. He up there. Freddie Gibbs is too.
That's true.
Everything added in. Freddie Gibbs is pretty funny on social media. They had a post, I seen him last week, where man, it was funny. They had his picture for a underprivileged kid. Like there was, did you see that? He was a Somalian kid with the flies on his face and shit.
That's funny.
But it was like a real pamphlet. That was hilarious. And he was hot about it.
They be wearing him out because they be saying he like Don Cheadle. But he be leaning into it though.
That's what makes him
like
funny.
Don Cheadle, number one.
Unlike everything else he does with the rappers, he doesn't take online as serious, and that makes him funny. 100%. He leans into that. He leaned into the Somalian kid joke. 100. He was like, "Who I gotta call to sue these people?" That was hilarious.
You could argue he don't take Jim Jones and them serious enough.
Definitely don't take Jimmy or Benny as serious as that.
That's why he need to stop joking too.
Yeah, stop playing with niggas that ain't playing. That's one word of advice to that nigga. Speaking of Benny.
Yeah, man. Speaking of Benny, he is gearing up for his Def Jam project that is supposedly on the way. If you remember, he signed with them earlier this year through Snoop, who made that happen. He is pouring the gas on his album, said that it will be the best Def Jam album since DMX's debut is Dark and Hell is Hot in 1998. Fact or fiction, is this any way possible that he can drop the best Def Jam album since then?
Blueprint 2001, September 11th, was definitely on Def Jam. So that was the first thing that I thought about. And maybe he knows something that we don't, man. Maybe he got a big joker up his sleeve and he's ready to break the table domino style like Doughboy did in Boys in the Hood. Maybe that's what he's gonna do. However, I don't believe you. I don't believe it, Benny. You're a hell of a rapper. Your previous projects have been great. I even gave him a classic rating on
that Burden of Proof was 5 reels.
Huh?
That Burden of Proof was ridiculous. That album is stupid.
But I don't think he can even do better than that. He need to start it doing better than that Burden of Proof, and then we can start talking about better than Blueprint or DMX or some of the great Def Jam projects that came out. But you always say this on here, it's getting around that time for the album. This is how you promote it. I got the best project in the world. Wait till you hear it.
Yeah, and that's always a red flag. I don't know if this has ever worked.
Scary hours right there. Who just did this? David Banner has done this.
Oh my God. Everybody, bro.
B.O.B. has done it.
See what I'm saying? Like I want people to stop stop gassing your album saying it's the best, it's your best work, it's the best work. Please stop. He dropped earlier this year on Def Jam that Tana Talk 4, which nobody talked about after it came out. That was quiet, came and went. That didn't really stick the same way that Burden of Proof did in 2020, which was fantastic. But talking about Def Jam releases, just Jay alone, Blueprint, Black Album, American Gangster, Kanye, College Dropout, Graduation, Jeezy, TM 101, Scarface, The Fix. Like, bro, like, them some big shoes to fill, bro. Like, just say my album is fire. Def Jam, let me do me. If you like my last joint, you're gonna love this one. Just do something like that. Yeah, you don't have to say it's the best, it's the greatest. Don't crown it. Let us do that. Like you said, I think we might have called that 2020 joint a classic, bro, because it was that dope. And it makes me want to revisit it. Just even talking about it, it was very strong. We didn't know if he was going to be able to take that niche Griselda sound, cross over without crossing over, and he was able to pull that off with that album, though.
We found out he hasn't.
Well, he was able to pull that off with that album, though.
With that Burden crossed over, though. Like they all.
I mean, but they weren't all soul sample loops, nigga, with no beat behind it.
But no, they weren't. But what I mean by crossover is like what we talking about: NBA commercials, NFL commercials,
Yeah, no.
features, pop features, like that. That was in the landscape for him if he was able to convert that sound. Like, he was that popular, but
yeah, for sure.
It may still be able to happen, but I doubt it.
I don't need pop features.
You don't need the pop
that
features.
Burden of Proof was 12 songs. That's the sweet spot. A handful of features. Hit Boy did damn near the whole thing. We're staying in that lane right there, dude. That's perfect.
I agree 100%.
I don't need him in Doja Cat. I don't need that.
It's definitely coming. Him and I'm talking about really Meg. Definitely him and like Glorilla or something. That's popular.
Oh my god, what?
The Glorilla and Benny song. It's coming,
what?
man. The Glorilla and Benny. Wait for it. I'm telling you.
Twerk on the car with his ratchet ass Buffalo friends, nigga. Like, I don't want to hear that
nuts
shit.
Right there to even throw together. Before we get out of here and go to the Tupac B-Sides, man. Hail Mary. Dame Dash was recently being interviewed and he gave his top 3 Rockefeller albums. And they go as follows, Animal Brown. I want you to tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, College Dropout. Yay or nay?
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue those 3 though.
Phew, that's a strong 3.
That's a straight, like, you can't, I'm not gonna argue you down off of that. Like, if somebody was to say that, yo, this is my favorite, this is the top 3, it may not be my exact top 3, but I'm not gonna sit here and debate it with you. Those are 3 classics. He just named 3 classics. But Def Jam, Rockefeller has a couple of mini classics. He just picked 3 of them. I'm kind of surprised he went with 2 Hoves. I thought he was gonna try to slight Jay a little bit and try to say like a Beanie album or something, or whoever he still fuck with from the Rock. But he kept it a stack, went Reasonable Doubt, which is the baby, and it's the OG shit. Blueprint, which is the universal classic. And then Kanye, his man, that he's the one that he the one that believed in him. He go with his debut. So these make sense, dude. And I can't argue with that. It ain't like he said Memphis Bleak or something.
If you had to take one of the J's off and put another Rockefeller artist on there, what would it be?
I would take the Reasonable Doubt off. And then maybe Come Home With Me. If I don't want to do another Kanye, because that's a cheat code. If I'm just gonna do one from each person, I would just go with Come Home With Me or Diplomatic Immunity.
Yeah, I would say Diplomatic Immunity.
Facts. They got some heat though, man. Like Rocket, man. Listen,
what that Freeway? If I'm gonna switch it up, one of those that first Freeway album, I think.
Oh, that Philadelphia Freeway banger. He had 2 good albums on there. Really
solid albums.
Real low key. Young Gun's first album was fire too.
Yeah.
I ain't doing none of those beanies though, even though they fire though. He just down the line, man.
That first one was hard. The
reason,
reason
for sure. The truth.
The truth and the third one, the reason.
That was the second one. But the third one was fire too, though, with that I can feel it in the air.
Yeah, the Becoming, yeah.
Shit.
It was hard, man. It was hard.
Yeah, Rockefeller Run, man. We're not gonna see nothing like that ever again. Kiss that goodbye.
Ever again.
Hey man, much anticipated, much asked about. We threw the question out there. Y'all have spoken. Pac B-Sides, y'all are here for. So here we are. Tupac, late great. You got Tupac in your top 5? Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. Yeah, I do too. Too. So this was, I had fun with this because how much did you take from after he died though? You kept yours pretty much within the scope of when the albums that came out when he was alive.
I listened to the ones after he died just for context and make sure that I wasn't forgetting anything.
Yeah,
just maybe 1 or 2 songs.
Okay, because
and that's forcing them in there too, probably off the same project.
But I don't know, because there's some heat. Like the problem is that niggas stopped paying attention after he died, because number one, he's making the songs were unfinished. So they had to put artists on there that he may or may not have done songs with had he been alive.
Definitely would not have done songs with. You can figure that he would not have done songs with.
And then 2, it was either people he wouldn't have done songs with or people he would have done songs with that we don't want to hear, like the Outlaws. So that was the only problem with a lot of his posthumous stuff. It's still him.
Are you
It's still
talking
Pac
about
doing Pac shit.
like give me an example of what you're talking about? Like, Are You Still Down? Still I Rise?
See, that song
What
is
you talking about?
banging though.
Which one?
I mean, Are You
Are You
Still Down?
Still
Got some
Down?
heat on it.
I'm talking about, yeah, that's okay. But it wasn't like, I mean, and it just came out after All Eyes on Me. And it was a double CD. So like it kind of hit differently, especially because he was gone and this just didn't have as much heat as we were familiar with Pac shit having. That's how I remember it.
Yeah, I mean, these didn't bother me because I think was it 96? Like we're in high school, like we in like prime Pac. This is when our ears are like being molded to the shit that we like. That's when All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli came out in the same year. So I'm team Pac, dude. So even though he died, nigga, them talking about they finna release new music, nigga. I couldn't wait. I'm at the mixtape spot getting the little bootleg Pac shit, dude. Like I'm trying to get all of this
on that shit. They would
so,
redo the beats and things. I remember it was like Machiavelli up to number 17 or something.
Yes,
yeah. Facts.
I used to buy all of that shit. So when niggas was like, yeah, it's a new double album, I just wanted to hear some Pac. So it wasn't the best, but it wasn't as slaw as people try to kind of make it out to be.
Other stuff is so good though. That's the thing.
That's true.
Like that All Eyes on Me, Machiavelli, Me Against the World run, like those three, like they're like you have to you searching far and few in between to find a 3-album run like that, bro. Yeah, so I see what you're saying. Like we was in Pac mode, so we definitely consumed all this shit. I remember listening to Pac riding to my graduation, like that Better Days. No, that wasn't the Better Days. It was
it might have been
Until the End of Time.
Okay, yeah.
It just came out around 2001 in May. So yeah, that definitely was on it. I agree with you there. It just wasn't as big because it felt, I guess, because he wasn't around.
Yeah,
because he was around, made it bigger. You would always see Pac. It was a spectacle when his albums came out. So maybe that was it too.
That's possible, man. But let's get to the records though. Give me what's one that you got. We're gonna try to. He's got so much material. Mm-hmm. We're gonna try not to overlap, but we'll see what you got.
I try to do this one because first of all, I am embarrassed that I didn't know this. Where this came from, being a big No Limit fan. Are you familiar with that Soulja story? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The song?
Yeah, the Cain and Abel song.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I did not know they took that from Pac. I did not know that. Bro, I did not know that.
Because it's on the green CD. It's on the
it's on
My Brother's Keeper.
Apocalypse Now CD. Same bars, same beat, damn near, and everything. Like the same verse almost on the first verse.
Damn. I didn't know that.
No, I was embarrassed that I didn't know that. So that's my first sleeper. I was shocked at Soulja story. Like when you go listen to that, you're gonna be like, man, why I hear this song before?
Yeah.
And then he got the rap. And I'm like, dude, I know this. I'm rapping the words with him. And then I remember it's on that Cain and Abel, same title track, Soulja story as well. So that's my first sleeper.
Damn.
I may be the only one that did not know that. And y'all may be laughing at me out there, but that's definitely, I was surprised doing my research listening for this, dude.
You know, they love Pac though. No Limits. They Pac inspired.
Facts. That's how P got his name. What's your first one?
I'm going Machiavelli, which is my favorite Pac album. Not saying it's the best, because there's two other ones that you just said, a nice little 3-album run that can contest it. Mm-hmm. But this is my favorite. And I'm going Against All Odds. When he going at Nas, when he just emptied the clip, dude. It's the last song on the album. There's no way in hell you're not running the album back as soon as this ends. Talking big boy shit, Haitian Jack. Like this is like the song that you could make a whole documentary on, just off the people that he naming and the beefs and everything, dude. It is a super duper fire ass song. It sucks that he wasn't here to kind of explain it and lean more into it, but it's one of my favorite songs on a classic album. Against All Odds, up in the studio getting blowed to the realest shit I ever wrote.
Against All Odds.
Woo.
Damn, it was fire. I remember when that came out, boy, it was different. Show was different. The next one for me is gonna be off of Me Against the World.
Okay.
And it has a similar, well, I ain't gonna go with that one. It's that Young Niggas on Me Against the World.
Yeah.
I used to sleep on that heavy at first and just play like the hits off of Me Against the World, Dear Mamas, the all the other stuff that was banging off that album. And one day, my mom used to listen to this album, and one day she was letting it ride, listening to this, and I stuck to it. But that Young Niggas is fire.
It's a lot of shit on that. It's a lot of shit on that album.
It's probably one of my favorite albums, dog. That Me Against the World, just researching and going back, listening to this, you be forgetting, because I spread out my Pac listening. I don't listen to Pac a lot.
Right.
And you go back and get back in his bag, you be like, God damn.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
And my next one is off of that album too.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably my favorite Pac verse. One of my favorite Pac verses, probably top 3. That Death Around the Corner. That second verse, man, dog.
Yes.
Hey, man, y'all, I don't know how long it's been. It's probably been a minute since y'all done ran that back to Death Around the Corner. I see Death Around the Corner. The pressure's getting to me. I no longer trust my homies. And phonies tried to do me. Smoking too much weed got me paranoid, stressed. Pack a gat and a vest under my clothes when I dress, dude. That verse, man, please. And then you gotta listen. Like, see, you saw the documentary. Like, I don't know who done missed the Resurrection documentary or not, but he said something in there that was super dope. He talked about how, like, nigga, listen what I'm saying. Like, when I say I feel like I'm hopeless, like, he like, somebody out there feels like they like the way I say it, they like the cadence. He said, but there's somebody else out there that's actually hopeless, nigga, and they hear what I'm saying and they can resonate. So when you hear a verse like this, it speaks to that, dude. Like, even if I did die young, who cares? All I ever got was me, mugs, and cold stares. Got homies in my head that done passed away screaming, please, young nigga, make G's. Bro, I can't give up, although I'm hopeless. Man, like, you have to, like, dude, I know niggas don't like to give them props for lyrics and shit, but, like, on the poetic tip, like, dude got that.
Well, even lyrics, it just ain't. And that's what I was noticing going back and listening to these songs. And as one, I don't know as many rap songs as I like today. So when I'm listening to the new shit, I can't just put it on and go word for word with
That's a fact. I ain't memorized a song in 10 years.
Man, I don't know the last song I memorized. You're right. However, having these songs memorized, it just ain't rapidy rap. It's still lyrical, though. Like you said, it's poetic, but it's still as descriptive. You still feel it the same, especially like you were just explaining, if you that nigga that was hopeless. Like, it hits you different from a nigga going lyrical, miracle, rapidy rap on you. Like, oh man, that was a cool line. Nah, nigga, this hit different.
That's life.
Facts.
Yeah.
Speaking of life and hitting different, Pac used to get in his bag on the homies, the homeboy songs. For me, my next one is Off All Eyes on Me. The first disc, Life Goes On. How many brothers fell victim to? I used to have that on repeat. I like sad songs. Sad songs is the thing for me. So this one right here, Pac put his foot in now.
And I mean, and this
might be one of my top 10 Pac songs of all time. Like, it's how hard this song is to me.
And that's a B-side. And that's the thing. Pac, a lot of Pac, you want to talk about his B-side catalog, like no video, no single, like his shit
on the album.
Bro, like, it's up there with anybody's.
Facts.
Like, I'm talking about, he got a ton of them. Picture a Pac B-side show.
Oh
man, niggas are being there crying, nigga. Like, niggas be crying like a Michael Jackson show, bro.
Facts. Damn, boy. What you got next?
My third one. This is somewhat obscure, but I feel like people are familiar with this because this was on the gang-related soundtrack, but it's Staring at the World Through My Rear View. Super dope song. It sampled that Air in the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. It's a very dope song. They re-released it on the Resurrection soundtrack as well. Staring at the world through my rear view, going, baby, scream to God, he can't hear you. My heart beating fast, now it's time to die. Ooh, that shit. Anyway, mid-tempo with the sample and him just spitting like super raw, super real lyrics. It's Pac at his finest, man. Like, I like the high energy Pac too, the angry Pac. I'm here for that too, but this right here, like the introspective shit, nobody was doing it better in my opinion at the time.
Yeah, nobody did angry better either. Like right, angry Pac was right there with it, man. And that's what, on the angry Pac tip, I go back to All Eyes on Me, and it's that Holla at Me. They come in singing, niggas out there jealous, we be bailing with their fro, man. He was killing that. And I always in my head, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if I heard this somewhere. What I always feel like he was talking to Big on here. Like this was an additional undertone Biggie Small disc. Like if you just listen to it and think about he talking to Big, you could maybe make it apply. But I always thought that this was like a little sneak Big disc. And it always made me like it even more. But that Holla at Me, man, that's my shit. When she come on singing,
that killed it.
I can't believe nobody ain't like double back on these songs yet and recreating them in some way, like we talking about with that Soulja Story.
People do. I mean, because people take the Picture Me Rolling, like they flip that. You know what I'm saying? They kind of flip the usual joints. But these niggas sleeping on every last one of these we naming.
Yes.
I'm going, it's a little bit of a cheat code because what would my list be without a cheat code? I'm going Thug Love, Bone featuring Pac.
Oh my God, stop.
Dude.
Stop.
That's a B-side, like dude. That Pac is on.
It's like saying Notorious Thugs. They had a video for this and everything.
Really?
Yeah, it was definitely a video for this.
Man, I gotta get the fuck out. Ain't no way.
This is definitely a Notorious Thugs video. Pac wasn't in it though. Like he was dead. It was out he passed. But I think they tried to pull that off.
Wow.
You see it? Yeah, they definitely
I gotta look that up. Fuck that. I don't remember that, dude. Thug Love.
They trying to pull that Thug Love video off, man. I'm telling you.
Hold on. And look though, and this ain't even this is like you said, this was angry Pac. So like this ain't even necessarily like lyrically the best Pac verse, but like the energy behind it and what he was saying, and you could tell that he meant what the fuck he was saying. And when you mix that with like the menacing, the beat and the gunshots, man, nigga.
It was like 8 bars. He murdered all 8 of those bars. Two real quick verse. I may be wrong. I don't see the video now.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? You made that up, made me feel it.
I definitely thought I seen that. Maybe it was one of those butterfly effect things. And then just like the Berenstein Bears. I know I seen that video somewhere. Do I have another one?
Yeah, for sure. Come on.
Oh, okay, let's do this. If I'm gonna do the other one, I'll go to the one. Damn, man. Yeah, okay. Machiavelli. I gotta take one out Machiavelli, and that's that crazy. Time goes by, sipping on that right there. I know we first came down here, we met our homeboy JB.
Yeah.
And he was talking about that. He said, man, bro, I was locked up, bro. This came on, man. Niggas was in there crying, bro. You know how you tell story.
I believe it, bro.
He said, man, niggas had that crazy on repeat, and they was in there crying in jail behind that Pac. So that song right there always stood out to me. And that's my favorite version of Pac right there. That type of song, White Man's World, all in that bag. That was my favorite version of him. So
yeah, and again, that's probably one of my favorite. That's one of the first albums. That was 96. That was one of the first albums. Like, I was just like, nigga, this shit is incredible. Like, nigga, I was blown the fuck away. And again, it's like freshman high school time. So this is when, like, you really like starting to figure out what it is that you into and shit. And so I wore that goddamn CD all the way out, dude. That shit, God, I love that damn album.
And if I had to go songs like going back to that album, songs like I used to skip the shit out of To Live and Die in LA.
What?
Now listening, I mean, it was the single, you know how it was back then.
You skip Toss It Up. That's what you skip.
I ain't gonna Toss It Up. Ooh, it's Casey, baby. Ooh, don't want your lady. Casey was ripping that.
That's on some slaw.
Casey was ripping that. However, I used to skip that Living Down in LA, but now I appreciate it a lot more. Like I said, when I go back and listening to this, maybe because I don't listen to it as much, but how about straight through? The whole Machiavelli, just it ain't breaking news or anything, but straight through.
California Love Part 2 without gas, Dr. Dre. That was so fun.
Pac was the best at the little talking in the background ad-libs, if you really paid attention to
it. So especially on that the one I put that Against All Odds, the ad-libs and that funny.
I had a homeboy, well, you know, Poe, to the people that's listening, don't. I promise you for at least 3, maybe 4 years, he only listened to Tupac. I swear to God.
I ain't mad at that, though.
Nothing else. Like straight, like he didn't even know any other music, bro. It was all Tupac.
What year are we talking though? What was out? Where have we got to?
This was probably like right at the beginning. He was hesitant, like biting on P, and like right at the beginning of P. Like, that transitional period in Nashville where like Pac had just died and it was maybe like some local people that you knew, and then P was going strong and gaining the buzz. He was still on the Pac. All Pac. Even when like P like nah, you need to listen to this Master P, there's No Limit Soldier shit. Nah, fuck that. I want to go. Like, at least he was at least a year and a half late on P because all he listened to was Tupac. 100%.
Fair enough, man. If I had to go one more, I'll go like a sleeper cut, a deep one. On that first posthumous album, that Are You Still Down? The very last song on disc 2 is called Only Fear of Death. Man, I really like that song, man. My Only Fear of Death is coming back reincarnated. Like, it's like a dark, and it's kind of eerie that this was his first album that happened after he died. Like, it's real, like, haunting. It's a super dope song, though. He's spitting on there. Kind of chopped and screwed his voice a little bit on certain parts. It's really dope, and it just showed his range. And I remember when this came out, I was like, damn, this nigga got a whole double CD in the clip. I was like, god damn, only for him to drop like 4 more double CDs. I was like, man, god,
shit you ain't heard before too,
bro. Pac was a machine when it came to these songs, so he was churning them out, and so that's one of my favorite sleeper, like, deep cut Pac joints, man. Only Fear of Death. It's on disc 2 of that Are You Still Down, man, which was an okay album. Don't get me wrong, the album is just okay, but that one stuck out to me though.
Man, I thought for sure you were gonna do that one that you fuck with off at what album is that on, man? It's on that Better Days. That Baby There You Go.
Let me see. Which one?
There you go with the Edie. I mean, them niggas blow it.
Of course.
But
when do they not?
I thought that There You Go you was gonna fuck with.
Oh, with Jazzy Faye.
Mm-hmm.
That song, I mean, I fuck with that song too, though. But there's some heat on there that They Don't Give a Fuck About Us.
They don't give a
fuck about us. When I choose a ride. That's that one. Now they give a fuck about us.
And just to throw another one on there, that Breathing.
Oh, that's my shit.
Until the end of time.
That's my shit.
That's one of those posthumous ones that you like, oh, okay, shit.
That's my shit. Yeah. Hey, be the last motherfucker breathing.
That's what I was listening to on my way to my high school graduation.
Give me a reason. Yeah. I want to know, man. Y'all let us know some of y'all Pac sleepers. Like, a nigga could have went with Picture Me Rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know those. Throw some B-sides that everybody ain't talking about, man.
Yeah, give us 5. Give us 5 good ones, man. Picture Me Rolling. Only God Can Judge Me. Like we know.
Yeah.
Hit us with it, man.
I'm here for those two. Let's be very clear.
Absolutely.
But let us know what y'all think, man. Give us y'all Pac B-sides. I thought about the Biggie B-side. That's gonna be kind of tough, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
Why? Because everything's a B-side?
Well, no, because he got 2 albums.
Well,
I know it's a double disc, but damn.
Yeah.
That's rough. We gotta think about that one.
Interesting.
I know.
I mean, he needs his just due, but you're right, he does.
That's a fact. Let's be clear. The respect need to be put on his name, but I just don't know.
Interesting. That makes sense.
Let us know, man.
Let us know how we figure that big one out.
Yeah, should we run with the big? You got 3 albums. You wildin'. We just gotta.
Yeah, that 70s duet on there.
I ain't put none on that Biggie duets on.
Duets.
Ain't no way in the world is anything from that
songs
Biggie
on there though. It's a couple songs of that duet.
No, you probably just like the song with Nelly because it's Nelly.
The song with Nelly was alright if I remember, but no, the song with Game on there, he ripping it.
There's a song with Game on there.
Facts.
I gotta run that back then. It's the Biggie duets.
And it's another one where he was talking. Who is it?
It ain't that many songs in there you like, dude.
That's a bad motherfucker on there where he was talking about I was born filthy. Where he talking about he drunk Hennessy from his mama breast. That one, that verse right there, but it's on a slow down, hard ass beat.
I gotta run it back. Are you sure that's on? Is that on Born Again or is it on a Biggie duets?
No, that's on that Biggie duets with the red. It had the red with the crown and shit on there, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there ain't no way. You listen to that more than anybody. That's crazy.
J Ho probably showed me those songs.
Hey, that's true. He definitely put you on that shit.
Right.
Man, we got some wins or some losses. Your man B.O.B popped out, showed his face with a new TED Talk freestyle addressing the flat earth deniers, man, the people that went at him for his flat earth claims back in 2016. Is this a win or loss for Mr. B.O.B?
It's a big dog L. My nigga, let it go.
That's
Even if
awesome.
the word, even if the earth is flat, bro, you got to put a better song out saying it. And it's like the freestyle, some slow, the thought process, some slow. Like, it's just come on.
Trying to defend. He tried to blame that for like his career falling off. And I would love for him to go into more detail to see how serious he is about that claim, or was he just doing this for the song? Like, do he really think that affected his career? Was it that big of a deal? It was somewhat of a big deal, but it wasn't canceling big.
Like he was on Kyrie type of time.
Without Kyrie type of talent.
Or bread.
So you
true. Can't really be on Kyrie time. So
next up, man, winner loss to Russ being the first first solo rapper to perform at the pyramids in Egypt.
I think we're gonna start putting this in front of everything. That's an L. First rapper to perform in front of a football team. First rapper to perform here. Like this
Soldier Boy got niggas.
Yeah, like I don't think this is a big deal. I get the pyramids in Egypt are a big deal. I just feel like it's Russ. Like
that's hating because this is a big deal.
Russ.
Listen, the first, and it looked dope as fuck.
It did look fire though. That was fire.
Look, got the pyramids in the background and shit. That shit looks crazy.
I want to go to Egypt. Who? Is that his descent? Like, is that what his heritage is?
Oh, I have no idea. Is he Egyptian? I didn't find out Rush Egyptian, dude. People still Egyptian. What the fuck?
That he probably is.
One more, man. Win or loss, your man Gucci Mane. He is headlining a new festival down here coming up soon. Vote Atlanta, I should say. He's headlining a voting festival, man. It's a win or loss for Gucci.
It's a big W, man. Like I seen Jeezy shaking Barack hand the other day too, and the story behind that, they said they wouldn't even let him in the White House when he had the President is Black song because of his record. So that was pretty dope to see him shaking Barack's hand and it coming full circle. And this too, just seeing Gucci in a different light than he used to be seen in goes a long way for hip hop. I like seeing him out encouraging people to vote, people having faith in him to get these type of messages across. I'm really proud of the growth that Gucci Mane has shown. So this is dope.
Yeah, no, that's a win. I wouldn't have had this on my 2022 bingo card either.
Glorilla was down that other day
at the vote. She doing some political shit?
They've been doing this for like a week. Like Glorilla, it was like meet and greet with Glorilla. Come vote and she'll be there at the polls in Atlanta.
Nigga, that budget crazy, nigga. First of all, I'm seeing commercials every 10.
Yeah, Stacey Abrams breaking the bank, buddy.
All of them breaking the nigga. Herschel Walker spinning bread. Nigga, all of these niggas is breaking bread. And I'm not mad at it, man. Get your money, man. Do the meet and greet, get that check, get the fuck out of there.
It's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Like encouraging people to be a part of the community and actually participate is dope. I like that part of it.
On deck of the week, man, we taking it to Instagram. Shout out to YDK_Vaughn. He left a comment under the Little Baby album review that we did a couple of weeks ago. He said, man, the album is some mid except for the joint with Friday. He said, and Ye is fighting the biggest people in the world right now. We need to be with him and not against him. He put the quote, when shit hits the fan, is you still a fan? I see you, Vaughn. We ride for Ye. We stand with Ye. Let's go.
All of that.
Yes.
I do respect comment. I ain't. We can get into that for another day, but
are you not? You're not for or against what he got going on. You kind of like just peeping the scene.
Yeah. Like I'm not in support of Kanye West at all. I don't want that to get confused. However, I do agree with what that commenter said, that there are a lot of good points being brought to the table that should be focused on versus canceling or not canceling or defending or not defending Kanye West. I can give a fuck about Kanye West, but I do think he brought up some great points and he had some awful ones as well.
Yeah, he's a mix.
See how easy that was, people?
Yeah.
It was really easy.
Balance.
You ain't got to pick a side. You ain't got to die on a hill. It can be both, dude.
That's true. It is very true.
Yes.
But shout out to Vaughn. We appreciate the comment, bro. Give me something to put on, man, or put me on something, I should say.
My put on is coming from a podcast this week. I got a tweet from my guy 718DEV813. I think that has something to do with a couple of area codes, but I'm not sure. He's in Tampa.
Okay.
He said, man, have you listened to that El Chapo cast yet, Lou? Because it is fire. The name
I've
of
heard
it is
about that.
Yeah, the name of it is Surviving El Chapo, and it's about these two twins who essentially snitched on El Chapo, but they're telling the story. And 50 Cent is producing this, which I was shocked by. I didn't know any of that going in. I just went off my good brother's suggestion here because he listens to the show and has a feel for what we like. So I checked it out. I'm 2 episodes in, and it is fire. It is absolutely fire. The dudes that they are interviewing about the whole process, little Mexican twins that was kingpins, are doing a fantastic job at behind the scenes shit. So this is a dope podcast. It's called Surviving El Chapo.
Yeah, shout out to my guy El. He sent that to me too, said it was fire. 50 talked about this on Breakfast Club. They asked him how he met the twins or how he built the relationship. And he told a story about someone in Young Buck's entourage who, if you're from Nashville, you know who, got robbed for their G-Unit chain in Chicago. And he got linked. The chain made its way to these twins, and these twins got with 50, and that's how they built the relationship. So
that's funny as hell.
They said
I remember 50 said something about that on the beginning of it. He like, he referred to the person as a dumbass for going in the projects was Cabrini Green. He said the police on the beginning of the podcast, like the police don't even go in there, but this dumbass nigga was in there with
the ice on.
Chain on. So you know how that went.
Yeah.
What's your put on?
I'm gonna go this week. I don't know if this person is taking this on the road, but Rick Ross is at the Symphony on Friday. I'm in the building. I don't know if he's going to take this on the road, but I'm going to let everybody know if it's worth it in case he does take this to another city near you. So therefore, you don't have to waste your time if it's not good. But Ross is performing with the Symphony on Friday here in the A. I'm pulling up, man. I have a review for it next week. Tell y'all if it's worth it or not.
That sounds pretty cool, man. I might get some last minute ticket prices reasonable.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Pandemic charge. Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely reasonable. And I've seen something like this similar in Nashville. Nelly was had this Symphony.
I remember you went to that.
Yeah, and I went to that.
That one was okay, right?
Yeah, I mean it was Nelly, so it can only be but so good.
No, you're gonna hate. No, you're gonna hate on old Nelly.
There's a ceiling on how good that can be because it's Nelly. But no, it was definitely entertaining though.
Stop it.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Shout out to Rose.
Yeah, Ross make that kind of music that should translate well. That's
what I'm saying. That cinematic type joint, man. The Justice League shit. This shit sounds good in there, man. I'm actually excited for it. If it's some slaw, I'm gonna be let the fuck down. But again, man, appreciate y'all tapping in. As always, the On Deck TV show. Make sure to go to YouTube, leave a comment, give us your top 5 or top 5 favorite Pac B-sides. And should we do the big? We may do the big. Let us know we're gonna do the big. Of course, the Drake and the 21 Savage is supposed to come out Friday, so we'll likely have a review if that does drop. But if not, man, we go biggie with it for sure.
Hopefully, it ain't all sing songs. And it's
hopefully it is actually.
God no, please God no. It's the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou. AB. Peace out.
Holla.